What up, guys? I hope my audio is working. Hope everything is going well. For y'all that don't know, uh, every single Sunday I do a live stream, and I just do it partly so I can do a Q&A, partly so that I can keep you updated with my life, and importantly, I just want to connect with y'all. So, today's topic, what I was thinking about, for y'all that don't know, I'm a huge hip hop connoisseur, and if you haven't heard, Lil Peep just passed away from an OD, and I was never a huge fan of Lil Peep. His emo music never really touched me and stuff. I never liked the way he rapped or anything like that. Um, but I think his death is very, very important for us healthcare providers, and it really brings to light how much of a drug epidemic we have. So for y'all that don't know, Lil Peep, he's kind of like an emo rapper. Kind of like that dark. Who else? What other rapper can I like compare him to? Definitely not Lil Pump or anything like that. But Lil Peep is like kind of like XXX Tentacion. Talks to a lot of really dark topics, suicide, stuff like that. And as he was getting ready for his Tucson tour, he was actually found dead in his trailer or whatever. His manager found him dead. And apparently there's like Snapchats or something like that saying that he popped 6 Xannies, mixed some mushrooms, and all this other bullshit. And, as a pharmacist, I feel like in some sort of way, like us as a community, we contributed to his death, man. And it's kind of reaching a little far, but hear me out for a second. One of the reasons why I'm so vigilant about controlled substances is like, I mean, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Nothing can really stop you, but I don't want anything to do with it. If I know that, there's a risk of respiratory depression for someone, high risk, let's say they're on the Holy Trinity, like they're on Soma, pain pills, and a benzo, right? They're probably high risk for respiratory depression and whatnot. And I think sometimes we forget, like when we're getting yelled at or when the pressure's on, we forget we're the gatekeepers for all these medications. Obviously, we're not like the DEA and knocking down people's doors and shit, but we definitely have a role to play. And I think one of the hardest parts about being a pharmacist is actually really standing your ground. And even like I'm very, very, very strict on controlled substances. And just because, it's out of safety, I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want, like, we have a huge drug epidemic. And especially like it's so crazy. Drug culture nowadays is, man, it's getting worse and worse. Like these prescription drugs are fucking killing people. And I'm not preaching people not to do drugs and stuff like that. But man, like people just drown themselves into these pain pills or Xanny bars and stuff like that. And I'm just like, fuck, man. And Lil Peep was only 21 years old. He's like a fucking kid. I think he just turned 21 pretty recently and stuff. And I was like, fuck, man. We definitely got a problem, man. Like, I know rappers always be talking about like Xannies and stuff, Xanny fam, like, but man, it's like, it's getting to that point where it's like, for me, I just don't want to contribute to this drug problem, man. Um, so I got Seton in the house. Rest in peace, Lil Peep. Says Seton. Cranky Apple. Hey, what's up? Thanks for the comment. I saw it, by the way. Awesome job reaching out to your homies and friends. Legend RX says, hey, Kevin, missed out on your 4K milestone and dope live streams lately. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. That was like a random thing. Like I took a random call. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe I'll take a call tonight. Who knows? But it's pretty crazy hitting 4K. It's not like a huge like 100K get the freaking play button from YouTube. But honestly, I think about, dude, no, so funny. I was watching this YouTube channel. I don't know, like sometimes I'll play like YouTube while I'm sleeping. So I'll listen to like podcasts and stuff. And there was this like really trashy channel. It's called Violet First or something like that. I want to look it up later. But it was just like these fucked up parents and stuff, right? Torturing their kids and their kids being fucking wild as shit, like setting cars on fire because they didn't get their fucking Xbox and shit. And I'm just like, damn, son, like all these kids, all this negative attention gets, all these negative things get so much fucking attention. I'm like, goddamn, do I want to be one of them? Fuck no, you know? It's just really funny, and part of watching those like really shitty parenting videos made me like kind of be really scared of how my child will be, you know? I hope my child will never be that fucking spoiled. If they are, I'm gonna send them to a Chinese sweatshop in China. Fuck that shit. That's the best way to discipline your kids, by the way. um yeah, but I think like so back to Lil Peep for a second. And like drug overdoses and stuff. I think like especially in my area, I see it so often. Like I see drug like people addicted to drugs all the time. And even one of my patients, they even like despite how strict I am, like people still get addicted, you know? And it's just like I'm helping them through rehab programs and stuff like that, and it's really tough. You know, these people are like people don't. I don't think anyone wants to be like addicted to pain pills, you know, but it definitely takes the edge off and pain off, you know. And I think like one of the reasons I was thinking about like, man, how did Lil Peep get into all these drugs and all this bullshit, you know? And I was thinking like, hey, a lot of his music, he talks about really emo shit, you know, and he didn't really have the roughest, like, I don't know how rough his childhood, only he knows, right? And he's dead. But like from the outside, he grew up in a pretty well off environment and stuff. But so it's like, what didn't this kid have? And maybe like I was thinking in my head, like maybe he just didn't have like love in his life or people that gave a shit in his life, you know? And maybe that's why he pursued music with his like MacBook and $200 microphone, because it connected him so many people and makes you feel like loved or like purpose and stuff. And sometimes like you just want to numb yourself, you know? Some people do it through alcohol, some people do it through porn, you know? Some people like there's a lot of different vices that people have. I have my vices too. Like for me, like I'll admit, like at one point I was a porn addict. I'm probably still a porn addict, you know? Well, not addict, but like for me, it's like sex. Like I love having sex. It feels like amazing and stuff, you know? But I also like listening to hip hop too, because in some sort of way, when you listen to that XXX Tentacion or like any of that dark music, it just numbs you, you know? And in some sort of way, it just feels like some sort of, I don't know if you guys ever felt like this before, but for me, like it just feels like what's a good word for it? Like not exactly like cutting yourself, but that like self destruction. I don't know. There's something that's so like gratifying about it. I've been there, done that, you know. I've never cut myself. I've never done any of that stuff. Thank God, right? But you know, there's a lot of people out there that really need a lot of help, you know. And so that's why I'm saying, like, as a pharmacist, if you're like an upcoming pharmacist and you see a lot of drug abuse and stuff, it's our responsibility to be gatekeepers. That's what we signed up for, right? That's what how the law views us as, you know. We're responsible for things like this. And like for me, I do my due diligence every single time for controlled substances. I make sure it's going to the right people. I'm very aware of all the doctors prescribing in the area. I do my due diligence. I make sure that there's always a valid ID for every script, because people can call in fake scripts under fake names, or people can, like, trap doctors and stuff. Like, I always try to do my best, Um even people have fake aliases and shit. You can't control 100% of the time, but what you can do is do the best you can. And I do the best I can every single time, to make sure that to reduce this diversion of drugs, you know? Um, that's just my job as a pharmacist. And I I I don't, honestly, like, sometimes I don't even want to, like, I don't think anybody in pharmacy wanted to sign up for this, like, do this sort of work where you're like having to play cop or you have to play bad guy. A lot of us came into the profession where we truly want to help people, but like, unfortunately, this is just the way drugs are sometimes, like, a lot of the general public doesn't realize the potential dangers of drugs and abuse. And it's our job to really take a stand for them, and do what's best for them. Almost like a parent. I'm too young to be a fucking parent too, right? Yeah, so that's my thoughts. And I think a lot of time too, like, it's more than just being like, no, I'm not feeling this, get the fuck out. It's we have to, as pharmacists, we really have to show compassion too. Because a lot of these people, like, they probably don't, like, remember how I was saying, like, with Lil Peep, he probably doesn't even have anything really valuable or people that care about him in his life. And this is all speculation. I could be 100% wrong, right? But, like, I think a lot of time we have to have compassion for people and just really have a space to listen to them too. It's kind of hard given the environment, but like, if it was on my personal time, definitely I would. I like, if I could save someone's life, I would. But it's crazy, man. Like, I think about all the, even like all the people that have recently passed. Like all the superstars like Prince and all that, like fentanyl, right? All these like depressants, man, they're like fucking people up, and we definitely do have a huge problem. And that's why I'm like very pro medical marijuana too. Not like I smoke or anything, but anything to take people off these like freaking opioids, man. It's really scary, man. I've talked to a lot of patients how they get hooked. Half the time it's not because you're doing bad shit on the street. Half the time they get hooked at the hospital. And it's just really tough on everyone, man. No one wants to be an addict, man. You know, but I talk to my patients all the time about it, and it's really tough, man. But yeah, enough of that emo shit. Let me know, guys. Like, what do you guys think? Like, what do you think the best way to handle these controlled substances are and whatnot? Like, I'm really curious to see your opinion. But like I said, I think two things: we have to be very strict about how we handle controlled substances, and second thing, we have to show compassion to these people, because regardless, they're still people too. Maybe they've made mistakes along the way, but we can't automatically judge them. No, it's easier said than done, especially in a busy ass environment. Like, people are like, we don't have enough time to care. And I get it, like, firsthand, I get it. And I'm not telling you like every single transaction you spend an hour talking to your patients. We just don't have that time, right? But even, like, let's say if it's slow day or whenever you can, show some compassion to these people. And they're gonna bitch, they're gonna scream, they're gonna go to another pharmacy and try to fill their prescription. And unfortunately, bigger chains, like, I always see, like, when my patients come back again, it's always the bigger chains that don't have enough time to do due diligence all the time, you know, that actually fill these medications. I probably filled those medications before, because back in the day when I worked for CVS, they're like, oh, you don't have to, you should, like, don't worry about PDMP. I was like, what? So, like, you get better at catching fake scripts and all that sort of stuff. You just have a gut instinct that you just go with. And at the end of the day, it's your license. If this patient passes, it's on you. So, um, yeah, I've just been, yeah, and it's just, like, people are mixing Xannies with perp and stuff and all this other shit, man. It's just like, it's really, really crazy. And guess who's profiting off all the fucking street dealers and shit? You know what I mean? So, and at the end of the day, the big pharma is always profiting too, because like whether like most of the time it's people are diverting, like, after it releases from the pharmacy, somebody might have it in their medicine cabinet or anything like that, or people are just sell their pills when they don't need it. You can't stop it, but I don't even know a good solution. But the current system where we have is not effective at all whatsoever. People just end up going from pharmacy to pharmacy to pharmacy, right? And that's why I'm saying, like, dude, this is a PSA, man. Like, us pharmacists, we gotta stick up and just stick to our guns, and we have to. That's why I'm like, at the same time too, like, I'm just like, that's the thing that kind of pisses me off about corporate pharmacy and stuff too, is that buffer time is so important for the practice of pharmacy or practice of anything. Like, when you don't even have a second to fucking take a piss, like, how can you think big strategy? How can you think about what is the best way to do certain things, right? I get some of my best ideas when during some downtime, or like when I get some time to actually strategize for once, and think bigger. Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like a huge frustration from a lot of pharmacists, like, that we're just overworked. We just have so much to do all the time. And even as someone who worked at CVS for a long time and coming to a grocery chain, it is a little better, okay? But at the same time, like, you don't have a team to help run everything for you as well. And you don't really get to work those leadership or delegation skills as well. So, there's pros and cons, but honestly, like, yeah, like, at the same time, like, it's just always so fucking busy. Instead of thinking about how can we do things better, you're just running around and just like trying to put out the fire. So it's like kind of ridiculous, because like how they pitch it to you is like, this is your pharmacy, you run it like your own business and stuff like that. But at the same time, you don't always have that autonomy and stuff. Yeah, man. I feel like I've been talking for a long time and the chat's pretty quiet today. But let's see who else is in here. Try to make it not so like so serious and shit. By the way, I've been reading like a pickup book recently. I was reading I'm reading this book by Tucker Max, that my boy Tam recommended. Teaches you how to be the man. I love it. It's a great book, especially after my relationships course. It makes me sort of aware of like what kind of stuff we want. Do I want short term like hookup type of thing? Do I want a medium term like dating life thing, or do I want a long term relationship? And so it's a really good book. Highly recommend. I'm actually in the middle of editing all my books right now too, or editing all my videos right now too. So I have like about 15 videos queued up. Just need to do thumbs for him. I just haven't had time since just been busy with the relationship course, catching up and all that stuff too. But man, I've honestly like been very busy with kind of strategizing the branding of like redoing the branding for Refugee Hustle and stuff, and getting a coach, and working on my investment product, and a lot of different things. I feel very, very like rewarded right now. Ryan Chung, what is up, man? Yeah. So yeah, and it's also Thanksgiving, man. I can't believe it. Time flies by so quick. I remember it was like not that long ago when I posted up my Thanksgiving vlog, and man, I can't believe that it's already almost time for Thanksgiving too. Every single year I try to volunteer for Thanksgiving, and I still haven't taken the time to really look and like invest that time. So I don't know what I'm gonna do this year, man. Have you ever thought, Kevin E? Have you ever thought about dating in China? Hmm. Um. Well, I have dated in Hong Kong before, if that counts. Um. I have dated in Hong Kong, and that was a really amazing experience because I just feel like and she wasn't like fobby like type of thing, right? She was like she went to like a international American school, so like they speak English just like us U.S. people, right? They watch the same shows at home and whatnot, TV shows, and it's a really cool thing, you know. Like in Hong Kong, like people have that really strong rooted Chinese type of culture with a hint of like British and Western culture, you know? And I love that. You know, I love that. It's like almost like me, but it's different because American culture is very different from like I don't know, British culture and stuff, like European, like very European type of stuff, you know? So it's like dating someone who's very familiar but different. And you learn so much, so many of the nuances and different things about culture, and it's amazing, man. I think one of my best experiences was actually dating in Hong Kong, man. And I wish I dated more. There was another like when I first came to Hong Kong, like it was just really cool. Like people like make this joke, like you whip out your passport, you can get any girl, but I don't know. I don't know about that, but it just seems like maybe it was just my mindset, like being in a different country and not giving a fuck. Because at the end of the day, like, what's the chances you're gonna see someone ever again if you do a failed, quote unquote, failed pickup approach? Like, you know, like not very high. You know, like so you really have nothing to lose. I think that's why like going to a different country and really like trying the dating life there is a lot better. And I don't know what it's like in Hong Kong anymore. Like I have no idea. I haven't been back for like ages. I would love to go back to see Mother Green Day, but yeah, like I think like dating in a different country is amazing, and I love it. Like I've tried let's see, all the countries I tried picking up girls. Hong Kong, right? I tried picking up some Canadian girls once, but yeah, that didn't really go anywhere. So, but yeah. Hello, I missed the last stream with Angela. I know, right? All the streams. That's a nice T-shirt. Thanks. I bought this T-shirt with like Ken and Bree, I think, and I actually want to go watch not Avengers, Justice League with them, but I actually didn't have time and stuff. So I know the last live streams have been lit, and I'm planning to get more people just like on the stream, just chatting, and I really like interacting with people so much. And I thought these last streams were fucking lit, especially the phone call one, and then Angela and stuff. And yeah. Same. I'm so mad I missed that one. It's okay. Angela will be back. I'm trying. She's in Taiwan right now, so I can't do a live stream with her. But I'm thinking about being more proactive with my live streams and just throwing people on and stuff. And I think it'll be really cool, you know? Like, it's just really fun for me to do live streams. I actually wanted a live stream with my friend earlier. She stayed over my place over the weekend, and she's really, I would consider her like, she's a really good looking girl. And I just wanted to get camera time with her and her relationship, like, experiences and stuff, just so that, like, I know, like, recently I've been talking about relationships a lot, but it's been a huge part of my life. Like, I feel like I'm a fucking man again, and I can pick up girls and shit, you know? So um not only picking up girls, but really getting what I want in that aspect of my life again. You know, it feels so weird. It feels like you've had this superpower all your life, but you never really could control it. It's like you go to X-Men Academy and shit. You know, you're like you're Cyclops and you're fucking blasting everything, and you don't know how to control it. You don't really know how to use your powers, right? But then you get the fucking Cyclops like goggles and shit, and you learn how to optic blast and what a bullshit like that. That stream had all of his guest stars, Brian, Sylvia. I know, even Sylvia came through, man. Mother's thirsty Sylvia. I was actually going to call her ass and just be like, "Hey, yo, come over, let's do a live stream." But, um, hey, you know, like that was so random, so last minute, and it felt good. I just like really like doing those. Live streams are like one of the most fun things for me to do. You know, just because I don't have to edit, but also I get to interact with you guys and see how many people come through and whatnot. Oh, nice haircut, Kevin. Yeah, check out this haircut, man. Thank you, Mara. Thank you, Mara Jenny. How do I open up to girls and establish that emotional connection with them? That's. I think like so. Here's the thing, right? You have to be in an environment that will let girls open up. Like you gotta set the environment to make people feel comfortable to open up. You're obviously what do you think is gonna work out? Trying to get somebody open up at a club or at a coffee shop or like in your bedroom. No. Like take those three scenarios. Where do you think people would feel most comfortable, right? At a club, like, dude, that's not why people go to a club. They go to a club because they want to have fun, they want to hook up, stuff like that. Or you like to dance. Like for me, I just love dancing at a club. I don't really want to get too emotional at a club. It's just not the right venue, right? And then like the bedroom, that's fucking if it's your first time, that's fucking creepy and shit. So that's why I love like coffee shops because it's a really great way to get to know people. So set the environment, set the tone, right? And then I think one of the easiest ways to really establish connection with people is just like tell them something that tell something that makes you vulnerable, you know, and fucking own it. I think like that's the thing when you don't own like let's say for me like think about like how I establish connection with you guys or some of the things I say, right? And that's probably why you're watching my stream is because you guys have formed some sort of connection with me, right? Even though we've never met. But I've talked about everything from failing school to sucking at dating. Like I'm very open with a lot of my problems and realizing that it's okay. I'm trying to get better. You know what I mean? So if you want to talk to them, share something that maybe you're struggling with or something you suck at or something that, something very personal. It doesn't always have to be a problem, right? But something that makes you excited or something that, you have to be emotional. You have to have some sort of emotion when you're talking to people, right? So, oh, Cranky Apple, call Kevin up on his air chat, lol. Yeah, let's do that. Let me grab my phone really quick. I'm gonna open up to calls and stuff. If you haven't already, you can find me on Facebook and stuff and type in the chat. Let's open up for calls right now. Thank you, Legend. Let's do this. Where the fuck is my phone? Ugh. Yes. So I got my mother phone today. So let's do a call. Maybe I can do like a Sky. Let's see if I can learn how to. I'm gonna learn how to do like display, like a window display on my on my what's that called, on my desktop and shit. So I want to get this down and whatnot. But who has questions for me today? Let's do a live Q&A. I think this is really fun. Dang, I don't know if this is cranky. Let's see. Oh man, I only got 6% battery left. Fuck. Gotta plug in my phone. All right. Well, I'll just leave it open, but I'll just keep on chatting for now because it doesn't look like anybody wants to step up to the plate. Not even the mother Jenny or anything like that. But yeah, I think like a real big part of a really big part of just opening up is just like really sharing something that you're very vulnerable about. I don't know. For me, it just comes very naturally, like to open up to people. People say that they're very comfortable around me, but I mean that's not everyone too. Like I get nervous in front of people a lot of time as well. But yeah. Oh, so you want to know something really funny today too? Um I actually locked myself out of my house today. I was like, "Fuck." So I thought I was going to sleep at the Korean spa and shit and all this bullshit. I was just like, "Man, like this sucks." So I found a way to break into my house. I'm not gonna tell you because you guys are gonna find out, and you're gonna take my secret and steal all my shit. But yeah, I ended up ripping my pants, like climbing one of the gates and stuff. I was like, fuck. So I had this like huge ass rip in my ass. Your face has gotten a lot slimmer, says Ryan. How the workout's been going? Yeah, so like one of the main reasons why I lost weight was actually influenza, but it's been a while since I've had influenza, so I've been actually keeping my weight down by doing a lot more workouts again now that I can work out again, right? And like so I've been doing like more jujitsu, more powerlifting workouts, some yoga here and there, and I want to increase my volume and the number of workouts I want to do, and I want to start doing hill sprints just like Joe Rogan and stuff. But I just don't have enough time in the day sometimes, and it's also really dark. Usually, I go hiking right after my work shift at around like 6 or something. But it's just so dark now that the trail closes I go to. So I'm just like, fuck. But it's all good, man. Like, I just take one step at a time. I'm thinking about starting Muay Thai up very soon and doing it with my technician. Or maybe I'll just increase the jujitsu because I really, 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 really like jujitsu a lot. It's just that I kind of suck at it right now. But yeah. Um, influenza bod sped things up. Yeah, it really did. Like honestly, I lost so much weight, but I look at my pictures, man. I'll show you like some of the pictures that I have right now. It's ridiculous how much weight I lost. It's like I took a picture just the other day, and I have a picture of me at my lowest weight when I had influenza. It's ridiculously scary. My fitness pal. Where is my Here is a picture. I'm not sure if you can see. Damn it. Focus. Focus. This is one of the things I hate about my G85. Like it takes frickin' forever to focus. Well, it's not focusing. Well, not focusing, but whatever. Yeah, but I lost so much muscle mass. It was like so crazy from influenza, but it definitely like that's how you can take something that might be an obstacle in your way and how you can like kind of, I don't want to say finagle. That's like a really white people word. Really use that to your advantage and take that obstacle and make it into something good and turn it into asset, because I lost a lot of weight, great, but I also lost a lot of fat. So now I can start building up again and doing things the right way. Because I was always a fat kid, you know? What is the point of obsessing over residencies if there's like 2 spots in every hospital and hundreds of applicants and the pay is lower? Seems like you're basically slaving and delaying student loans. Well, here's the thing, right? If you're looking from a money point of view, yeah, you're totally right. Why not just go into retail, because you'll get paid more that way, right? But I think there's also like in art and beauty, like it's almost like it's like the purpose of what you're doing, like the value of what you're doing, and knowing that you're contributing that much more to the healthcare system. And that role of specializing, right? And so like you have more job opportunities out there, you know. um that's like that's like I that's why I would probably do it, you know, like the value that you can add to a lot of people is out there, and you can hop into different roles and stuff, right? I don't really know. I never did it. I'm like on the retail side, man. Straight wanted money right after. And like honestly, for me, like I I wasn't smart enough to do residency. I didn't have the grades, but I don't know. I never really, to be fair, I also never really tried to do a residency either, because even though like doing like an AmCare residency or something like that would be pretty cool, at the same time, like I want to start. I knew my heart was never into pharmacy, like completely. It was more into business, and I like taking that extra money and investing it there. What Nicole says, when I sneeze a lot, is it someone talking, thinking about me, or am I getting sick? Probably a little both, man. I think the message is to say no to flu shots. That's right. If you want a body like this, you don't. Nah, I'm not that. I'm not ripped at all or anything like that. But I want to say, like, when I went to a relationships course, we had to do this like male bonding thing, or like this male ritual dance thing. I know it sounds fucking weird, right? But I was like, hey, everybody, take off. Like, I just fucking took off my shirt to feel that primal type of thing, you know? But I want to say, like, compared to, like, I guess a lot of people in my class, I mean, I think my body looks a lot better than other people, but I definitely not ripped. I definitely am not, like, super. I probably have, like, a dad bod or something. But it's okay. Like, I'm cool with it because I think I've kind of shied away from like that ripped six pack like type of look, you know? Um Obviously every single guy wants to have that shredded look, but at the same time it's like okay if I don't have it, you know, I'm working toward it, getting closer each day. Like even you said my face is looking slimmer so than before. If you look at my interview with Matt like back in the day, I've lost a lot of weight since then, you know? Like I'm 185 most of the time. That was my that was my goal weight before, you know? Like it was to be 185 and be a lot more mobile and stuff. And um obviously I want to pack on more muscle and stuff, but you know, things take time and it's just like I know at this point like I'm probably not going to be competing, like I'm not going to do bodybuilding shows, or I'm not going to be doing like crazy Olympic stuff, you know? And so like it's just like and I don't even want to do that stuff because for me like I know my mental fortitude is not through like sports and like high performance athleticism, but it's really through mental states and mind frames and stuff. Yes, you can learn a lot of stuff through exercise. Like I learned so much. Like the other day in jujitsu, I was like, fuck, it's my first day back. How do I make myself like jump into it again? You know? And I started doing like something like Shark Tank. I took the best guy, this like really, really sick ass wrestler. I made him side control me the whole time, and I was just like working on my framing, getting out. Sometimes I get submitted, you know, like, but it's really working those really shitty positions and building that mental fortitude. Like, okay, how do I get out? Break one step at a time. What do I do? Set up my frames for side control, shrimp, you know, get a better position, you know, a lot of different things, you know. So Nicole says, I got my flu shot for the first time this year at Legend RX. Kevin Cranky Apple says, should I double text girls that don't text me back for a few days? Double text, I don't even know what double text girls is. You know, like I think at the same time, like if let's say if they don't text you back after a few days, most likely they're not interested, or maybe they're just busy. But either way, I would say just set the intent. Just be like, and granted, like I'm not like the expert on picking up girls. I just know, I'm just telling you what I would do. But like, I would just be like, hey, it's been a few days now. It's cool if you don't want to meet up. I just want to make sure everything's okay. If not, no big deal. I'm not butthurt. Take care, you know, and just like let me know if you change your mind, you know. Just give people an out, you know, if you really want to shoot for it. I mean, at the end of the day, like for me, that's how I personally feel, and I just write it. I just own it, right? But I don't think like I think sometimes like especially with like pickup and stuff. One of the things that I hate about stuff like the mystery method and stuff like that is that it's too fucking technical. People don't actually think like it's cool to know the theory about Darwinism and shit, but like it's too technical, man. It's not like real connection to people, you know? And you start doubting yourself and you start analyzing every single thing. There's a reason why like you can come up with lame ass pickup lines. It doesn't matter what you say, and you can pick up any girl, you know, like yeah, it doesn't matter. It's that really that emotional connection, and that to me, like that's my theory. Like inner game and stuff is more important than any sort of tactic, or I mean tactics and stuff help. Strategy helps, you know, like it definitely helps you get in the right mind frame. But all the top level, like in every single like field and stuff, or like high performance, people break the rules, and it's like knowing there's a difference between knowing the rules and then learning how to break them. Yeah, I'm a P2, says ass swagga stupid. Swagga stupid. I don't know. Swagga stupid. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a P2. I literally chose pharmacy because I fucked up in undergrad and didn't get a 3.5 to get into med school. And now I feel stuck and depressed with the current job climate. Looking back, I regret the decision. I'm debating dropping out as my loans are still manageable, but I feel stuck. Yeah, man, I totally feel you. Like, especially like, um, I think one of the depressing parts about pharmacy too, like the actual field, is that the autonomy, the lack of autonomy sometimes. But you have to realize, like, okay, maybe I'm stuck. Yes, I could pay off all these loans, but it's gonna set me back. How do I use this to propel me forward, right? And there's a lot of different ways. Let's say if you're willing to go for a few more years of suck, maybe you can chip in with a bunch of your pharmacy friends for property management and buy a baller ass place, you know? Or maybe you can I don't know, jump into some more other business and stuff. That's what I did because I was like you, I was a P2 and I realized that I didn't want to do it. Keep in mind I went to a 3 year school too. So I was a P2 and I realized it wasn't really for me. Like I was starting to feel this like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm graduating next year. And like I was like, fuck, the loans are too much for me. Yes, I could drop out, I could pay them, but it's gonna take fucking forever. So what can I do to help pull me out? And I didn't know the solution at the time. I still like I had no idea what the solution was at the time, but I just started talking to people and trying to find my way out. And even though I still ended up in retail pharmacy, at least it gave me a better hope of what to do and knowing that, you know, like if I really tried hard enough, I could really get out of my situation, you know? You can look back and regret, right? Or you can move forward, suck up the pharmacy position, and invest in Bitcoin. But yeah, I mean, that's like an example of like kind of using something that using this asset that you have because not a lot of people have a pharmacy degree. What benefits does what benefits does pharmacy give you? You know, it gives you a lot of credibility. It gives you okay cash flow more than most people, right? But really learning how to sort of take that obstacle and turn it into a sort of a solution or asset. Any else thought, Kevin? Anyone else thought Kevin should have been on today's JK News episodes on drugs? Probably. Maybe you spam the comments and be like, "Bring Kevin Yee on JK News about drugs," you know? Yeah, because I feel like when it comes to drugs and stuff, like and news about drugs, it hits me, man. It hits me every single time. Like lawsuits about shitty drug companies and stuff. I mean, yes, they make me rich because I invest in them. But at the same time, like I feel like a lot of shit they do is hella unethical sometimes. You know, it's the dark side, man. They provide a lot of opportunity for people, but at the same time, they use their power to profit. You know, so Nicole said, I introduced you to my pharmacy friends, and one said he was diving into your videos. I hope you give him some guidance. Awesome, man. Appreciate it. Do you believe what kills you makes us stronger? Um, I believe that I believe in not just like doing hard shit because like there's a lot of hard shit that we could be doing. Like honestly, I forgot who said this, but somebody said like digging holes is very hard work, but does it really build an asset, right? I really think I really think that doing a discipline of growing an asset in some area of your life, doing something that is hard when you don't really want to do it, but you know that it's going to have rewards for you. Like for me, pharmacy school was a discipline for me, you know. It wasn't a I don't want to say like there were days that I did not want to do pharmacy. There's still days that I don't want to do pharmacy. Like today is a great day. I don't want to do pharmacy, but I have to really push and really ground myself and really think about like why the fuck am I even doing this again and try and remind myself even though I don't want to be there. I'd rather be working on my own shit and really be working on my own products and stuff, you know? But I also realize that things take time, you know, and I would never sacrifice like quality for time, you know? I want things to be good quality for you guys. I don't want shit to be like fucking Chinese like dollar store quality, you know what I mean? For products. I feel very, very strongly about that. And this sucks. Like sometimes like I'm just like, fuck, why don't I just monetize off my mailing list and stuff like that? But it's really not about making the quick buck. It's really about creating a legacy. Nice, Nicole. Model fan spreading the subscriber message. Thank you. You're probably one of the reasons why I hit 4K. That's right. At Legend, haha, Def. I see you're always on his live stream. Legend RX is like the A1, A1 since day one, homie. Haha, except the Angela one. That's so funny that you guys missed the Angela one. Honestly, that was spur in the moment. She's like, no, I'm ugly. I don't have the makeup on. I was like, yo, chill, Angela. People just want to know where you've been for last year. I don't really see you anymore. And you should just like, we should just talk. And it's just like so natural. That's why I love Angela on my thing. If I had my dream, I would probably want to monetize my YouTube videos more, or like find ways to kind of increase revenue to my YouTube, so I could just have Angela full time on my channel. Because honestly, I think she makes a better like guest than me just talking all the time. Like she's amazing, you know. Like I don't know, there's something with me and Angela where we just like spark up conversation like crazy, and I never really have to think about what I want to say, like what to talk about. Everything is just so natural and real, you know. And it's like really funny because the dynamic between me and Angela are very different. She's very grounded and very well spoken and very proper, right? And she gives off this innocent girl vibe. And here I am. I got the fucking crazy ass haircut. And I got the crazy ass haircut. I like ghetto ass rap music and stuff. And somehow we're friends. It's just really interesting, you know? I live in California, and at my pharmacy school, it seems like there's a lot of Chinese and Vietnamese students. This stems like family pressure. Thoughts on this? Nicole says y'all have chemistry. Yeah. Yeah, I think like a huge part of pharmacy. Well, for me, it wasn't really family pressure, but especially like I know a lot of Vietnamese people. They think it's like a really great profession, like for people, and it is, right? Just because they see the dollar amount and whatnot. You have to realize, like I said this on like one of my recent podcasts, but one of the reasons why they push us to these careers, right? Because one, it doesn't take forever, right? Second thing, it's pretty good cash flow when you get out, but a huge reason why is because a lot of our parents and stuff didn't have shit when they're growing up, so they're doing these dead end jobs like waitressing, like doing nails, like doing floors and shit. They do all the hard labor type of stuff just so that we could kind of move up the ladder one, you know? And each time we move up the ladder, next generation is expected to up the level, you know? So yeah, it's definitely a huge family thing. Like you have to realize a lot of Chinese and Vietnamese people and like Cambodians and all these different type of Asian people, right? They had shit stripped from them, you know? They left their country for a good reason. If everything was going super well in China or like Vietnam or Cambodia, then we would have just stayed there. But there's a reason why we moved out, why my family moved out, because shit was really fucked up. You didn't know whether you're going to starve to death. You didn't know if you're going to fucking die. You know, like sometimes we just take things for granted. And yeah, so that's why they push us, because they realize that, you know, money is a huge thing. You know, you need to get all your basic needs met. And they're in the mindset of like life or death, you know? So yeah, that's a huge reason why they push us into these professions. Strong chemistry that everybody can't resist shipping them. From the way you say it, you should move in with Angela, with your baller house, with her baller house. Pay her rent. Yeah, I wish. Win-win to refinance her remodeling. Yeah, it was like so crazy that like so me and Angela are very close. I know her finances very well in and out because one, I helped set it up. But it's really crazy how much that house took from her. Yes, she can make money, she flips it, but I calculated it out, and honestly, you don't get that much off that house, man. Especially with taxes and all that, and if you factor in inflation and all that, I don't know, man. And how much money she is just sitting there, doesn't grow that much, or at least in her house in particular. So that's why I say, like, yo, I'd rather have my money more liquid and just invest in different securities, right? Hey Kevin, I have a hard pharmacy question. Shoot, I might not be able to answer it. But where would you like to buy a home one day? Hmm, that's a good question. If I were to buy a home, it wouldn't be for me. It would be to be for my family, or or a relaxing home. I think like having a house in Hawaii would be really cool. Just walking out on a beach and stuff. It'd just be really nice. But I don't know. Like, honestly, I'm not that type of person right now in my single. Like, you're asking me as like a 29-year-old male single with no family, right? And I honestly could say that I don't want a home because I would love to just travel the world and go from place to place to place and just invest that money and just like live like a digital, like a nomad. That would be amazing, you know? Um, Damn, I have a lot more people hopping onto the stream right now. I mean, as a career option with all the struggles I have, Wimkey says, "Hey Kevin, so I'm a current sophomore. If I'm looking to be a pharmacist, but won't graduate until 2024, holy shit, that is like 7 years from now. Should I worry about saturation, and is it likely that I can't find a retail job?" Well, instead of um crossing your fingers and just hoping that um that it's not saturated, what will you do if it is saturated, and just reverse engineer it from there, you know like how can you, in what ways, like, can you prevent, can you like I guess, what sort of solutions can you come up just in case the market is saturated? What will you do, you know So it might be like developing another skill while you're in college, maybe web design, and you can just be like, "Oh, I specialize web design for independent pharmacies, and I'm a pharmacist. I understand what you guys do." Or maybe doing like real estate and really being like, "Yo, uh I target other pharmacists who are really interested in real estate investment, and we pull our money and try to build cash flow that way." Like, what sort of other skills can you use to augment on top of that? Like for me, like, I don't want to say I'm a good example, because I'm really not. But one of the skills I can do is not like video. Like, I'm not a video expert or anything like that, but I have a lot of, like, I have experience uploading and doing YouTube videos, and like certain things about branding and stuff like that. Like, I know, so I'm building that thing to augment my pharmacy skills. Cause like with pharmacy, it's a great skill to know, but if you augment, you can create your own specialty inside a niche, right? So for me, it's like investing. I'm the pharmacist who likes to invest. I don't know. You guys know me better than I know myself. I mean, how would you categorize myself, right? And so, like, but I've created this little niche for myself, right? I'm surprised Kevin didn't say Boston, to be honest. Because you know why I didn't say Boston? Because I fucking have really bad allergies. Also, how much does the location factor into retail job opportunities? A huge part, because all the good places are already fucking saturated unless you know. Oh my god, someone please call them. These are all great on-air questions. Yeah, just to let you know, guys, you can call me through Facebook and we can do a mother talk. Do you think it's possible to pay off a 130K pharmacy school loan in 2 years, or how would I approach it? Well, let's take this. Like my total loans was about 180K, right? So how am I approaching it? Like I'm already done with my loans, right? But how I approached it was paid the minimum on my loans. I just set 10-year loan. Did not did not refinance or anything like that. When it comes to refinancing, I'm definitely not the expert on it, but all mine are federal loans. So that's why I want to keep them just in case for some reason I lose my job or whatever, or like if I like quit or something and do a startup. I just want that backup, right? And so like I pay the minimum and I invested into like a lot of indexes or stock market or different type of securities. So that's how I do it, because let's say if your loans are only making, I don't know, the interest, people are like, "Oh my god, Kevin, you're paying interest on it, right?" Like let's say it's like 6%, right? If I'm making like 12 to 14% with my investments, wouldn't it make more sense to put into my investments rather than dump into my loans? At least I'm building an asset that keeps on building and building and building, right? So the rate of growth is higher than the rate of interest. Could it be done in 30 years old while living on disability? Could be could really use your advice. I guess I don't really understand your question. Um, what's my net worth? Jeez, such personal questions. My net worth. Maybe I'll share that on a different video because I have to calculate stuff because not everything is on my Mint account. But if you include my Bitcoin and all that sort of stuff, it's it's decent. Yes, legendary. You should call Kev. The last stream was so much fun. Are you material? Am I materialistic? Definitely not materialistic at all. Like I like nice things every once in a while, but everything that I own is really like what I own. I didn't buy a bed for the first 4 years. I still never bought a bed technically. I just took my roommate's old bed, and just used it. But everything I use is toward my business. Everything in my room, my books, this whole setup, this is all business expenses. So, because I use it every single day, and I use it for refugee hustle and all that. How should I call through Facebook Messenger? Wimkey. So friend me on Facebook, and I gotta figure out a better way to do a video call because I can't have everybody Facebook messaging me. But yeah, Facebook message me, and then we can and then I'll throw you on the call. I'm only going to do this stream for a little longer because I gotta go to sleep soon. If you paid the minimum, how are you done with your loans? Because of my investments, man. Like technically, if I sold all my assets, yes, I could pay off my loans right now. So that's why I'm saying like I could be done with my loans if I really wanted to, but it doesn't make sense because I'm literally stacking all my assets just to pay off a loan that, like, my compound interest on my investments is growing faster than the interest on my loans. Remy says, I currently have a heart disability and want to become a pharmacist. When my disability caused an issue in the workplace, I can't stand for many straight hours. Yeah, man. That's going to be difficult for a retail pharmacy, man. It's going to cause a lot of problems. So try to find something in the pharmacy field where you don't have to, where you can accommodate for your disability. Because honestly, they're going to find some other reason to I know it's really fucked up, but they're probably gonna find some other reason to not hire you. So plus, love your blogs. Awesome, thanks, man. Have you ever asked Angela girl out on a date? She's a nice girl. I've asked Angela like before, like what she would think if we would date. So, but I've never asked her on a date, just because it's kind of like I don't want to ruin a good relationship or friendship. I talked a little bit about it with her. So, calls. Are you getting older? Do you feel a lot of pressure to get married and establish a family? Not really. I am obviously. Oh, as are you? As you're getting older, do you feel a lot of pressure to get married and establish a family? Not really, to be honest with you. Um, I think my mom. Like, I just feel like I really want to have kids for my mom because she wants to see her grandchildren, and I think my children will learn so much from my mom and be very sweet. My mom is like a huge part of my life, and she's always been that really sweet, compassionate side of me. So yeah. What is my at? I think it's at Asian Hukway. I think it's that. So hold up for a second. I'm going to grab some water before I take this call. All right. Let's go. What should I invest to get the 14% return? That's the wrong type of thinking, Dan. You want to build a portfolio, not just one investment. Because you never know what's gonna tank, and like if you throw all your eggs in one basket, you never know what's gonna tank, right? So, how many bitcoins do I have? Not that many. I invested more into ether than anything because the price for Bitcoin was just like shooting up and up and up, and I just saw a lot of the money moving toward Bitcoin because everybody thought was like thinking about the fork and stuff like that, and I dumped a lot more money in ether. I probably only dumped in. I probably went into cryptocurrency relatively recently, probably within the last month or two. So I don't have that many. I'm not early adopter, but I have my friends who are early adopters. They're fucking balling. They quit their jobs and shit. I'm like, fuck. But that same opportunity is there for us. So we have to realize that the trend is still going up, and it's even better now because we at least know it's a proven, tested concept. I don't think it's going anywhere. It might flop, and there's probably a bubble, but the concept of cryptocurrency, I strongly, strongly, strongly believe in it. Kevin, tell us your friend zone story with that pharmacist girl last bit. Um, Friend zone. Which friends? Like, I've been friend zone many times in my life. I'm trying to remember when I got like which friend zone story you're talking about. Well, all late, but better late than never. What is up, y'all? Says Brandon. Are you afraid the market will crash and lose all your investments? Well, here's the thing. Are you afraid that your money right now that's sitting in the bank is losing out to inflation? Because it is. So, like, a lot of it is really reframing risk, right? So, I like to ask myself two questions, right? What is the cost for inaction? Um, what am I losing by doing nothing, right? And what am I losing if I'm? And then this is a very cynical way to look, but it helps me kind of reframe the risk. And what am I gaining by taking action? I like to think those things, right? And so, like, By letting my money just sit, I'm losing money, right? But I mean, not to say it's good or bad, but it's to be very conscious about what is actually happening with your money, right? You have to add back as a contact call. Where are you? Did you friends? Did you friend? I was saying, did you friend zone me? Where are you? Add me as a friend, Wimkey, because I don't see you. Whipkey E. Yeah, and as Efren says, if the markets crash, that means all stocks are massively discounted, right? Which is very true. That's why I was waiting for that Bitcoin to like fucking suddenly drop. Did you see how it dropped to 5,500? That was a really good time to buy. Or I think 58, sorry. But it took a huge dive because people are pulling money out, and that's a really good time to buy. You know, like you don't want to buy on the upside. That's too late. And I always look at it like my parents, like always looking for mother good deals in the circular, like in the for groceries and stuff. You want to get something at a really good price, you know? And so when it goes up, it'll be more valuable, right? My dad has Parkinson's. Do you know any good treatments? Thanks, dude. That's a really, really broad question, and I don't think honestly I could really answer that well. A lot of new participants tonight. Good stuff. Yeah, I know. This is good. I can't believe I have so many new people today. It seems like for me, like these calls and stuff or these streams, it takes a long time for people to start jumping in. So that's awesome that people are jumping in right now. And it's hella late, like on the maybe because like on the East Coast and stuff, like ooh, Mitch. Okay. Mitch, is this you? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do this, bitch. Okay. Where are you? I'm Wimkey. All right.
Hello?
Hello? Hey, stream, can you let me know if you guys can hear or
Hey,
not?
hold up.
Yeah.
It's on a lag. It's kind of weird. I'm listening to you twice. 1 second.
Yeah. Turn off your sound.
Alright, what's up, man?
Yo, so I got Wimkey, aka Mitch, on the phone right now.
Hey,
What is your
what's
mother
up?
question?
Yeah, I kind of have a couple of broad questions because I just kind of decided that I want to get into pharmacy and go to pharmacy school. I kind of wanted to do like international relations or more kind of social route for my degree. And then I kind of found pharmacy, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is perfect. It's stuff I like to study or whatnot. I always liked my science classes and stuff. So I was like, this is pretty cool.
Mhm.
But so, like,
Well, what made you want to
wanting to
go into
tough for
pharmacy? Like, first of all.
well, I kind of wanted to get a degree in biology because I like biology. And I kind of found out that I didn't like what I was doing or what I was studying. So when I was in biology, I'm like, okay, what can I do with biology? And I was kind of like, okay, environmental sciences. I like the environment, whatever. I was just trying to find a good, career choice. And then my cousin who's going to med school, he brought up going to med school, and then I looked at other types of schools, for graduate programs, and I found pharmacy, and I was like, you know what, I like this. This is,
Yeah.
it's a pretty stable job. Doctors work crazy hours. I guess pharmacists do too, but it's like more prepared and more, scheduled out, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I guess like yeah, what you're talking about is that whole bio bubble shit, you know? And
Uh huh.
like I remember for me like when I was in college and stuff, I did biochemistry, right? And so I was like, what the
Uh huh.
fuck am I going to do with this bullshit, man? Like
I said,
it's like, yo, do I want to be working in a lab just pipetting all day? Hell fucking no, man.
yeah.
So like a lot of people look into like different fields like nursing or PA or the medical field is because I mean, I'm sure you looked into these fields because Let's be
It's a good
real.
market too. Like,
It's a good
for
market,
jobs.
good job security. It's very transferable to real life, but also, I
Uh,
mean, it pays is very financially secure at this moment right now. You know?
yeah, that's another concern. I mean, people are already talking about saturation from like articles in 2014 and 15, and I'm a sophomore in college, so it's like, 2024, 2023, like, is it going to be so saturated? Or all the people trying to get into pharmacy school right now? By the
Mm-hmm.
time I get out, it's like, sorry, kid, no job for you. You know what I mean?
Well, look at the current job market right now. It's hard to
Yeah,
get a good. Well, I don't know about every single city right now, but I know for a fact in LA and stuff, it's really fucking hard. People would like suck
I imagine.
dick to get that type of like thing,
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah, it,
so imagine in 7 years,
it's
right?
like, it's like, woof.
Yeah, imagine in
Yeah,
seven
that's
years,
what I was.
like what you'll have to do or how will you differentiate yourself. But let's say, like, do you really want to do pharmacy that bad?
Yeah, like, it's to the point where I'm looking at it and I'm looking at, like, not vlogs because there's not much on YouTube about it, but like,
Yeah.
day in the life type stuff. This is really practical. You know what I mean? Like, it fits my pace in life. Like, I really like it. And
Mm,
plus, when I do customer service jobs, at fast food or whatever, I like to interact with the customers. You know what I mean? That one-on-one stuff. And I
yeah.
like scientists. I like the scientists. So I mean, it's a little too perfect. I'm like, it's got to be a backlash to it or something.
Well,
But
have you ever tried it out?
nah, because I recently got into it for the past like month two. I was really seriously considering it. So I guess, I mean, I gotta try to get a technician job. Like, how should I get in?
Uh, well, I think you're doing a great job already. Like, I think it's really important to be reaching out to people and finding out
Yeah.
whether you want to do it. And if you really want a technician job and stuff like that, honestly, being a technician on, I'll tell you this, it kind of sucks. It's like straight up,
I imagine.
it's like straight up Chinese
Yeah.
sweatshop labor. Like, yo, shout out to all of my techs out there because, yo, your job is so fucking hard, and without you, like, there would be no pharmacy. But I think like being a tech gives
Yeah.
you a really good idea of what retail pharmacy is like. Even better if you can get in a hospital, like it'll give you a better perspective too. Like it'll give you different perspectives. So I think like definitely talking to people and meeting people up, asking them about like
Mhm.
what they do, and some more like non-traditional type of things, like what does the special pharmacist do, specialty, like
Yeah.
specialty pharmacists do, or what do like these different people, like what do these different pharmacy careers do, you know and so like
Yeah.
once you get the homie hookup or the insider scoop, you can develop a relationship like that, you know and
Yeah.
just like
That's another.
ask for their advice. Like, who else do you think I should talk to? Like, who else would be a good insight for pharmacy and deciding? And it's just like, what sort of stuff do you care about the most for, like, when
Right.
you're, yeah, like your life work balance? What do you care about the most? You know?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, right now, I mean, time is time. Like, I don't have much responsibility, but I'm gonna get older. So I think like the hours. I know sometimes they work 12-hour shifts, stuff like that, but I already work 12-hour shifts right now.
Yeah.
But it's not too.
It's kind of different though because it's also not like a check in, check out job type of thing. Like at the
Uh-huh.
end of the day, you're dealing with people's lives too. So it requires a lot of concentration at times. It requires like a lot of manager type of stuff. It's like very, 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 very different from most other jobs. I mean, some people do really well at it. Some people are just naturally gifted at it. Other people, like my other pharmacist, she hates people. She's so antisocial, but she does it. So yeah,
Yeah,
if it really is a great fit for you, test it out, man.
I think so.
Try to find a technician job or just like reach out to someone. Maybe like an independent pharmacy would be willing to have you like clerk or shadow
Get that
or do
better
something.
one-on-one experience. Yeah, that's another thing. Would it be better just to ask to shadow a pharmacist
It's
or actually get a
hard
technician?
because here's the thing,
It's
right?
hard to find.
When you're in the
Yeah.
pharmacy, you're dealing with patient privacy stuff. So people aren't very willing to let you just in because there's a lot of paperwork behind it just for like just to have somebody watch, you know?
Yeah.
It's a lot of liability.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So that's what I'm saying.
And
Like the reason why I say independent is because like there's gonna be less paperwork compared to any corporate. Corporate will not let you shadow, period. They want you to be like an employee or something like that.
um,
Yeah.
like CVS and Walgreens and stuff, that's not really an opportunity to shadow.
Not really, unless you want to stay in like the patient waiting room and shit and watch people, you know?
And look from behind at my feet.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
like but you're not really gonna learn anything like that, you know what I mean? So really working on getting like a technician job or a clerk job or something like that where you can just you're not doing it for the money. You have to realize you're just
Doing
preventing.
for spring.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're if you're going to be dumping 200K into school,
Want to be
you
damn well good. Yeah.
exactly, man. Fucking exactly. Make sure you fucking know
Because I was
before
watching a
you go
video,
balls
and
deep.
then like people would say like, I went up and like I was asking the technicians how to do this and that. It was embarrassing. I was like, damn, y'all didn't like, y'all didn't show up early. Like I don't. I mean, I really feel comfortable and like like passionate about this because like it's the first job that I looked at to not field but job I looked at and I was like I really bang with it. Other jobs I haven't really looked at other jobs and said yeah I want to do that. I've looked at other degrees and majors and said I like this, but I haven't really looked at a job itself and thought well I could focus in on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
So I guess like
yeah.
what are your next steps, man? After we've been talking for a few minutes, like
Um,
what do you think is the
my
best
next
solution for you, man?
I think I want to take a job maybe a gig where it's like I don't know if people are this lenient, but do it over the summers and over the school years, cut back on hours. And I'm gonna start looking at farm. I mean, it really looks good.
Well, let me ask you
Uh,
this, like specifically, because I don't want you just like Chinese sweatshopping as a technician, right? Because it's really hard work. What do you specifically want to know if you take a technician job?
I want to know what the day-to-day task is going to be and the actual, like the actual stuff other than pill counting, because that's the big thing. But I know there's a lot of behind the scenes, but that's the point. Is behind the scenes. So I want to know what I'm going to be doing on a daily basis and how much the liability is if you fuck up, because I really don't know.
That's what
And,
malpractice is for, man.
I know, and how to like, cause I feel like I'd be a good leader behind like the pharmacy desk and like talk to people and have the interactions. But I kind of want to know like the vibe, the environment. It's cliches. It might sound like the pharmacist culture, how it is behind the desk. I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta find out if you like it or not. And even then, if you do biology, which I probably will, I still want to go to some type of graduate school after, whether it be med school, pharmacy school, or whatever route it be.
Mm.
But I think those are steps. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. So I hope
Thank you.
you start reaching out to people, and I like my recommendation
Hey,
is
that's why
like,
I'm here.
huh? What'd you say?
I'm just playing. I said that's why I'm here.
Yeah, get the homie hookup from people and just try to see what pharmacy positions are open in your area, or if you like if they know what is the best way to get into pharmacy, or even better, find out who the gatekeepers are for any position. Do you know what gatekeepers are when I say that?
No.
The people who actually make the decision to let you in or not. So if you're a
Oh, okay.
technician, it's going to be a pharmacy manager, right?
Hmm.
So look for pharmacy managers and stuff and target them, right? Or like if you're a pharmacist, who you gonna target? You're gonna be targeting the pharmacy district managers, pharmacy supervisors and stuff like that, because they're the ones hiring you. So like look for the gatekeepers, and that's my big tip for you.
And that's a good way to secure a job after
Sorry.
graduate school. That's a good way to secure a job after graduate school.
Well,
That's like
yeah.
a big word.
Yeah, but it takes time like to build relationships, right? Because you don't want to go when you're desperate for something, when you need something. That's already too late. You want to
Yeah.
start building these relationships way beforehand, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. But anyways,
And I'm down actually. No, whoa, 1 sec. I gotta write that down. He says the gatekeepers were the who?
the gatekeepers, man.
Okay. They're like usually like the pharmacy managers and stuff like that.
Well,
That's
for
what's up.
technicians, it's going to be pharmacy managers.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a pharmacist and looking for a job, it's going to be pharmacy supervisors.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, another thing I like to say is like thank you for like all the stuff you do on YouTube and like all the videos you make and all like the Q&As and like the what it's like because like there's really nothing on YouTube really for like vlog type of or like one-on-one type videos. It's really hard to find. Like I'm glad I found you. So thank you.
Yeah, man.
Really like
It's
honestly,
always
I'm here like what is a pharmacist? I saw like one video from like 2008. I'm like what the hell is this? The joint's not even in HD. I'm like thank you.
yeah, of course, man. It's always like my. I always love giving back to the people who are just a few steps
Uh-huh.
behind me. So if I can help you,
Yeah.
it just means the world to me, man. So I
All right.
wish you good luck. If you ever need anything, just let me know, man.
I got you. Thank you, Kevin.
No problem. All right. Ah, time to look back at the stream because I haven't been looking at it. Brandon says, as it's being a tech, you get familiar with the drugs, insurance, and you see what the pharmacist is doing, verification, counseling. It's the closest you'll get. And honestly, I think it's important just to ask your pharmacist to really show you the ropes and be accountable for your own learning too. Like if you go up to a pharmacist and you're like, "Hey, teach me what you know," like they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Like what do you want to know? And being very specific about your learning and why you're there is very important. And Chinese KFC says, "Nah, man, it's stressful as hell with low pay. It is stressful, but that's why I was saying like, here's the thing: you gotta go in with intent other than pay, because we all know pace kind of sucks with the technician. It's all a lot of hard work. So what? How can you scrape the meat off the bone? How can you get the most bang for your buck, baby? It's stressful, but you know that going in there and pay varies depending if you're certified or not. If you want to step in, gotta start somewhere. Good attitude, Brandon. That's awesome. Yeah. Hopefully you guys liked that call. Hopefully it was very insightful for you. It's almost approaching an hour 30. I didn't think I would be streaming this long, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know. And I want to do more of these calls. Maybe I'll think of a better way to do calls because this is so like ghetto. I don't know a better way to do calls, but I kind of like this. Maybe I'll set up a Google Voice and do speakerphone and just be like, the hello. But yeah, glad you guys liked it. And for you guys that are just watching and stuff, or you want to learn more about pharmacy, make sure to subscribe and like my page, just so that more people can see this stuff. And if you know it's gonna help someone else, please, please, please share it to someone else. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna head out. Gotta sleep. Gotta work out the guns tomorrow, and I will see you guys later. Take care. Peace. Oh shit, I was gonna do my video outro. Never mind.